round of 8 here in the Ohio Sim Racing Series. We are live from Homestead, Miami Speedway tonight. I am Cody Ditto, and I am joined by Brandon Thomas and Justin Walters up here in the booth, and we are setting up an exciting like Homestead. I mean, there's so many grooves, tire fall off, when these guys take their 2 sets of tires for that race, it's going to be exciting.
And also, we got a guy that can spoil this guy's fun, as in Spencer Steinman. You know, he's been a regular of OSR for a while now, but with real racing and life and everything, he's just now getting settled back in. He's a guy to watch tonight also.
We get qualifying going here, you know. How important, Justin, how important qualifying is in these races? I mean, it's like we got to here tonight. What these guys got to do out here if it was left qualifying? Is it important to be up there in the top 10, or do you think it's just important to have a good long run speed car like a place like Homestead, Miami?
I'll go ahead. I'll answer that for you. Me, I think you're just won't want to be up front, but I'm always the guy that don't want to lay back and ride around in the back because I seem to always get caught up. These guys are going to want to be up front. Finlayson right now, currently the fastest guy on the charts with a 33.744. I think that's going to be somewhere where you're wanting to be. You're going to want to be up front.
You know, and we're going to go into our picks here for tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb. I raced with him Monday night in the truck series, and boy, was he fast. It didn't matter if it was short run, long run, and he made a heck of a pass with just a couple laps left on Tyler Jordan. I am going tonight with Taylor Locklear. I could easily see him sweeping Homestead and punching his ticket in just like he did the other night in the truck series. So Taylor Locklear, definitely my pick tonight.
So that is a strong pick. He did outstanding Monday night, but as I mentioned the guy earlier, I'm telling you, Spencer Steinman is one to watch tonight. I've seen this guy run around Homestead. He is fast. He's somebody you don't want to overlook.
You know, I have spotted Spencer Steinman here in official races at Homestead. He is definitely one that knows how to get around this place. But, you know, Finlayson, Pelfrey, Littleton, Coy, you know, those guys looking like they're pretty strong here in qualifying. I mean, you look at a guy like Van Meter. I mean, Van Meter's been doing this for 47 years. He's definitely one that can definitely be there at the end. But you know, it's going to be exciting to see what happens. We got about 16 guys through qualifying here with just about 40 seconds left. So it looks like a lot of guys are going to be taking scratch.
What's Justin Krasinski going to do? He's already locked in, Ditto. Is he just going to play it by ear, maybe help a teammate, maybe try to get them locked in, or is he going to run it?
Well, I can't speak from experience, but if I was locked in with 2 more races, I'd probably just go to win. But then again, I don't know how to win.
I think we're set up for a barn burner here. It looks like Finlayson's still at the top of the charts, and then Pelfrey's on the outside pin.
You know, Finlayson's a guy. He knows how to keep his stuff. He knows how to take care of his stuff. Pelfrey, you know, former teammates with him. I mean, he is definitely one of those guys. He's aggressive, but he also knows how to take care of his stuff as well. So it's going to be an exciting 84 laps here as we set the field right now. We'll go down through it. Kyle Finlayson, he is going to be our quick time with a 33.8 tonight. Pelfrey, he's going to be starting outside pole. We go to row 2. You got the number 80 of Brian Littleton and the 87 of Coy Hasselou. Row 3, the 44 of Brian Miskell. And also, you can't count out number 70 of Steve Whitmore starting P6 tonight.
All right, guys, got 2 sets of tires in the pits. Restart zone's enabled. Let's have a good race. And
So, I mean, you go down through this final 8. Finlayson, he has a solid night tonight. He's going to have a catastrophic Martinsville to completely miss out on his chance at Phoenix. I mean, Krasinski, he's obviously locked in. You really have to go back to Spain, Pelfrey, Littleton, Whitmore. Those guys are going to be battling tough for the 3rd and 4th spots. I mean, but that could definitely flip if you get a guy like Finlayson, or a guy that's not Kyle Finlayson that wins tonight, like a Pelfrey or a Whitmore or even a Van Meter. I mean, it's going to tighten this thing up going into Martinsville.
It flips the script huge.
You know how Martinsville is. Martinsville is tight. Anybody can overdrive the corner. They can hook somebody. So, I mean, it is going to be exciting to see who ends up tonight pulling away with things.
Let's take this moment here, Ditto, and thank Ohio Stucco Repair, the sponsor for this OSR Xfinity series. They came on board at the beginning of the season. They've been great partners of ours, and really, they came forward with all these broadcasts and get their name out there. They helped us, helped the drivers. Just a great company.
So you look at the starting lineup. I obviously was not watching. I don't know what happened to Spencer Steinman. Spencer Steinman's he's got a hold Doug. He's starting P17. You look at guys like Cody Jayberg starting 18th. Let's see, Locklear, my pick, P13. You know, it's going to be interesting. If this thing goes green, when are you going to pit? When are you going to throw that fresh set of tires on? Do you save that second set? So it's going to be interesting here. Geico restarts 84 laps here at Homestead. Finlayson, Pelfrey, they're going to lead them down, green flags in the air, and we are underway here at Homestead.
They're shooting off down into turn 1, side by side. Oh, Finlayson get him cleared.
Finlayson's got him cleared. Kyle Finlayson will lead him off at turn 2.
And down the back stretch, there's kind of seeing going out. About the row 10.
Finlayson, Pelfrey, Littleton. Littleton's going to go to the outside. Look at the different groups here. That's I mentioned this thing that's going to go to the top. Finlayson will lead lap 1 as they go into turn 1. Pelfrey about 2 back on him.
We're sitting here watching the number 80 of Littleton. He's got a little bit of breathing room, but that Miskiff Jr. is right behind him, breathing down his neck.
You look back behind them, what a mess they got. You got about 6 to 7 cars, anywhere from about 6th to 11th place. Whitmore up on the outside. Looks like I lost him there. Whitmore is going to be battling for that 6th spot. It looks like Justin.
Of course, we're going to try to fill that gap right there on Miskell.
Finlayson continues to build his lead here almost to a half a second. But, you know, Chop, I know it seemed like in the Truck Series Monday night.
Oh, we got a wreck off 4.
It involves the 2-time Midvale Compact champion, Britt Van Meter.
The Godfather.
Looks like it might involve Spencer Steinman as well. How about that?
This could be a game changer right here.
Big.
This is what we were talking about right here.
It looks like the green's going to stay out, though. That is going to
Oh,
be
man,
big for those two.
that's a tough break for that 27 of Britt, Godfather Van Meter.
I didn't really see what happened there. I just saw 2 cars sideways. Not sure what happened.
It definitely was. They come off 4 and he was gone.
Going back and looking at the replay here, it almost looks like Steinman broke the bottom. Van Meter's on the top seat.
Oh, 27 might have broke loose right
Van
there.
Meter got loose, tried to save it. Steinman couldn't stay out of them. They get together. Steinman looks like he kept it rolling. Should be all right here. Steinman currently in the 20th position.
Tough break.
Finlayson has taken it out to about a second lead. So as we run through the field here, it looks like Kyle Finlayson, he's definitely setting sail. Got about a second lead. Back to Ryan Pelfrey.
It looks like they kind of brought the groove back down. Maybe try to save a little tire.
I kind of thought that it's definitely different in these Xfinity series. As you see it clouding up, that's got to be bringing grip right now. Pelfrey about a second back. You go back to 3rd place with the 87 of Coy Haslew. You got Brian Littleton in 4th. And then you got Brian Miskell. He is right on top of those guys, battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Last week's winner, the only guy locked in right there in 6th. Looks like.
And these are the guys we expect to be up there. These guys are fast in, week out, week in and week out.
And it looks like Proctor is going to overtake Whitmore there off of 2. He's up to 7th, Whitmore to 8th. You start going through the field, our biggest mover right now, how about Cody Jayberg, up 10 spots right now to 9th place.
He's one guy who'll just let it all hang out.
You got to wonder, is he burning this stuff up? Is he going to be able to go long?
Well, I know he's always hard on him, but he could use a caution here, probably next 15, 20 laps just to refresh himself and get after it.
So right now you look at Finlayson, he's out front by 1.7 seconds. He has got a rocket ship. He would be locked in if he would end up winning this thing. Justin Grzinski, he is also locked in. Then you go back, let's look at our guys that aren't locked in here. You got Russell Despain, he is currently P12. You got Pelfrey running 3rd now. Littleton has taken Pelfrey. Pelfrey is now in 3rd.
We know Pelfrey ain't using his stuff up. He is about as disciplined as they come.
Which Littleton going into tonight, 2 points off the cut line. So him and Pelfrey are definitely going to be 2 to watch, especially running 2nd and 3rd. You look at Steve Whitmore right now, P7. Britt Van Meter had that little bit of an incident off of 4 with Spencer Steinman. It looks like Van Meter is still on the lead lap, shown in 23rd, the last car on the lead lap. And Damon Cox in the 57 started 18th. He is currently 16th place.
It looks like Kyle Finlayson in the Finlayson Towing Chevrolet. He's stretched it out to a little over 2 seconds now, Ditto.
It looks like Kyle's really focusing on the bottom. And I would say right now, that has got to be where the speed is at. Riding around the bottom, just inside that first seam, getting it down on the white line, throttling off. I mean, he is throwing down some big lap times here. And if this thing stays green, it is going to be tough for anybody to have anything for that 15 car tonight.
See there, he's just getting just a little bit sideways, driving it with the throttle, falsely wearing out that right rear, as Richard Lucky would call it. And he's got the hammer down. He's still stretching out to 2.3 now, 2.4. He's a rocket ship.
Looks like Whitmore was able to get Proctor back. Jayberg just went to P8. And it looks like Jayberg's starting to close in on Steve Whitmore for P7.
And another guy, we haven't mentioned that is Christopher Hockley in the number 3 Jiffy Lube.
Yeah,
He's had speed. He's got speed everywhere we go, and he had speed Monday night in the trucks.
He started 16th. He is up to P10. He is +6 right now. Jayberg +11. Those two guys on the move. We look back, Spencer Steinman got collected with the 27 there. As it looks like off turn 2, you got Cody Jayberg, who is working on Whitmore as they go down into 3. Jayberg is actually, looks like he's going to clear Whitmore.
Slide job! Slide job!
Jayberg on his march to the front. Cody Jayberg is going to go to P7. What do you think about that 22 tonight?
There's a kid that's got all the talent in the world, no time to do it, and every time he sits in his rig, he could be fast. It's one guy, if he could just actually find some time and get after it, he could be one of the best on here.
Well, you look behind him, you see that white and red number 3 of Chris Hockley.
Here, kitty.
Hockley definitely used that bottom lane Monday night in the trucks, and it looks like he's using that to his advantage as he goes side by side with Steve Whitmore right now for that 8th position as they're side by side into 1. It's amazing. You got to back it down. You roll the corner good, and you're back on the throttle as they're side by side. Can Hockley get him? Hockley's got him almost clear off to 2 as they go down the back straightaway.
He wants to do it here. He's going to slide job it.
Maybe he learned something from old Cody Jayberg.
Looks like Whitmore's going to have the advantage off 4 here.
Definitely looks like Whitmore rolled the top good that time. He's clear as they go down the front straightaway.
As them guys are battling side by side, it's letting Spencer Chisnell just reel them right in.
Let's talk about somebody we haven't talked about. He's definitely an OSR veteran. Old Carl Phillips in the number 23. He started 12th. He's in 11th, just making laps behind these guys, waiting for somebody to mess up. Is Whitmore in the wall?
If he didn't, he was close.
Looks like Hockley might have him clear. Hockley almost clear. He's
battling back.
As they go into 1, Hockley and Whitmore, 2 guys that are fighting to get into the championship 4 in this series. They're both in the championship 4 on Monday night in the truck series. They're side by side battling tough. Chop, these guys had an on-race incident Monday night where they both got tangled up and caused a caution. So let's see if there's any love lost here. Whitmore around the outside. Here comes Hockley. They're still side by side. Whitmore's going to prevail.
Hey, he ain't giving up. Hockley is definitely not going to give up on the bottom. Here he comes again. Hey, he's actually got him cleared here if he can slide it.
Let's see. Hockley is sliding up. Hockley's going to take over the 8th position from Whitmore. Whitmore started 6th, back to 9th at the current moment.
Now, how much did these guys use up their tires running side by side like this? We're 19 laps in. You got these 2 sets of tires in the pits with 84 laps on the books. We got to make them last. Did they tire anything up?
You look at Spencer Chisenhall. He's starting to close in on Steve Whitmore. Do you think it might just be Steve is banking on this thing to go long? Could Steve be banking on this thing to go long? He's not really pushing it. Yeah, he started 6th. He's -3 back to 9th.
He's always been one to save too, so it's hard to tell as he get the rear grip he needs.
It'll be interesting to see. You look at a guy like Cody Jayberg. Cody Jayberg is P5 right now as he just went around the 91 of Krasinski. Jayberg, has he used him up?
I don't know. He's looking under Pelfrey right now.
He's looking under Pelfrey right now as they come off a 2. It'll be interesting to see if this thing goes another 20, 20 laps green. Does a guy like Cody
Oh,
Jaberg, does he have enough left of those tires, or did he use them up?
looks like he might be a little tight in the center because he's dancing her up off the corner. He lost a lot of ground to Pelfrey right there.
It's unbelievable. We have not been out front at all, but let me tell you, it's a snooze fest. The 15 of Kyle Finlayson. Last lap, a 4.7-second lead over Brian Littleton. And it is definitely looking like nobody is going to touch that number 15 tonight.
Hopefully the crew chief on the box can make the right call. Looks like Pelfrey here. We might have a battle for second.
Yeah, you got
Pelfrey's
a battle.
looking.
You got a battle brewing between the 87 of Coy Haslew, Ryan Pelfrey, and Cody Jaberg. Is just
All three of them under a blanket.
Jaberg went to the top that time. He's going to be the outside of Pelfrey as they go down into 3 and 4. What lane is going to prevail?
I'd have to say he's going to be able to get this run right here. He's going to be able to clear Pelfrey off this corner right here.
Coy looks like he didn't get a very good run off. They're still side by side. Jaberg's going to clear.
Jaberg's going to go to the bottom right here. Jaberg going to the bottom.
He's going to go work on Haslew as they go into 1 and 2. The 22 of Cody Jaberg to the bottom.
Boy, Haslew's struggling.
They're side by side through the middle. Can Jaberg get him off a 2? It looks like he's going to have him clear. How about Cody Jaberg? He is up to P3 as he started 19th. Boy, that 22 is looking strong, Chop.
I tell you, and it don't look like he's really using them up. He's rolling. If the crew chief on top of the box can make the right calls and get him the track position he needs, he might have something for that 15 car.
Finlayson out to a 5.5-second lead as we are on lap number 25 at 84 here. I mean, I don't think Kyle Finlayson has left the bottom groove. You'd almost have to wonder, some of these guys back behind him, if you go to the bottom to try and mimic what the 15 is doing.
Oh, he's running that bottom. He's just rolling. He ain't burning his tires up. So when if a caution comes out, does he pit? I mean, he's got the tires still. He's not having to use these, just maintaining. Here we go, Carl Phillips up underneath of the 91 of Krasinski and the 78 of Spencer Chisnall. You got all of them under a blanket with Steve Whitmore.
Yeah, Whitmore just continues to fall as he's back to 10th right now. Looks like the 23.
Krasinski sideways.
Whitmore and the 78 of Spencer Chisenhall had a little bit of contact off 4. It looks like they both got it going.
Krasinski, he's been getting looser and looser these last handful of laps we've seen. He's sideways there again.
You're definitely starting to get to the point that some of these guys have got to have the right fronts cooked. And you're going to see guys putting more and more wheel and getting loose off here. Putting more and more wheel in it, trying to get these cars to turn. There goes, the 91 might be around. He saved it off of 4. He locks it down. We might have our first caution here. Looks like he couldn't keep it going. We got the caution is out here on lap number 28 for the 91 of Justin Krasinski as he just flat lost it off of turn number 4.
This spoils the 5-something second lead Kyle Finlayson built.
Chop, you're looking at an 84 lap race. You're on lap number 27. Obviously, these guys have now got to split this into, you would think, 2 more stops.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to come get that first set and try and run as long. But could you see someone trying to stretch it for 55 laps if they can make it on the fuel?
So somebody's going to try it. Somebody's going to. Somebody's going to have to throw the Hail Mary. I mean, if you want in, you're going to have to do the opposite.
So Finlayson's lead is gone. We are
He's
28
pitting.
laps in, I would imagine about every single car is going to come to pit road right now. Finlayson, Littleton, Jayberg, Pelfrey, Haslew, Hockley. Let's see how good these guys can get the 4 tires on and get them off pit road.
This is also, let's remember, after the first couple laps, the contact between Steinman and Van Meter. This is a huge break for them guys to try to rally something together and get back into the game.
So we sit here, we're waiting. They're up on the right side on the 15. Jack goes down. 15's going to win the race off pit road. Looks like
Littleton.
the 15, 80. Looks like they basically came out the way they came in right there. Carl Phillips was side by side with 78 as they came out. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be very interested to watch the 22 on this next run. Does he have anything for the 15?
He's going to have to make it quick. I think he's going to have to get to the front, make something happen on Kyle Finlayson, and try to set the pace. If not, Kyle's just going to check out again to a 5-second lead.
I think if you're the 33 or the 22, which it looks like Pelfrey beat Jayberg off of pit road here. So it looks like it's going to be Finlayson, Littleton, Pelfrey, Jayberg, Haslew, Miskell, Hockley, Chisenhall, Phillips, and Locklear as the top 10. What happened to Whitmore? Comes out P14. He lost some spots there on pit road. But if you're somebody like Littleton, Pelfrey, or Jayberg, you have got to pounce on the 15 on this restart. I mean, out to a 5.5 second lead in a matter of 28 laps. You've got to do something. You got to get him out of clean air.
Once you get to that Geico restart zone, if you're Brian Littleton, you're going to have to try to pull his pants down. You're going to have to beat him to that line and get him going into 1 and hope you can get the run off of 2 and clear him going down the backstretch.
We're side by side here. Finlayson, Littleton, Pelfrey, Jayberg, Haslew, Miskell. Jayberg up 15 spots since the start of this race. I am going to be really interested as they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. Finlayson launches. Pelfrey and Littleton side by side. Jayberg trying to stay behind Littleton. Finlayson goes to the outside, but quickly dives to the bottom. Boy, they did not get a very good restart on that 15 as he has set sail off of turn number 2, and he is gone.
He gone. Now they got, Jayberg, Krasinski, Littleton, all of them under a blanket fight for roughly third, fourth spot, fifth spot.
Jayberg did not launch very good as he's back to the 5th spot, side by side with Littleton. Pelfrey and Haslew, they're up to 2 and 2nd and 3rd. Here comes Chris Hockley. He's going to look on Jayberg as they go into 1.
You got Littleton kind of right in the middle with Jayberg on the bottom, but don't count out that 3 car. Remember, we've seen some speed out of him too as he's pushing Jayberg.
Hockley has looked so good around the bottom as they go into 3.
There's your pick, Taylor Locklear. He's still right there sneaking around the 9th spot.
Looks like somebody got loose off of turn number 4. I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was Hockley. Hockley got loose off of turn number 4. He did the same thing last night into Monday night in the trucks on the first lap. Just does not have the grip on cold tires.
Yeah, that was big for him. That was a big moment. Man, he dropped 4 or 5 positions off that.
It's like Haslew, Littleton side by side for 3rd. Jayberg right behind him trying to pounce. Jayberg has got to go if he has any hopes to catch that 15, who Finlayson already almost out to a 2nd lead over Ryan Pelfrey. Pelfrey looks like he's trying to stay to the bottom as well, trying to figure out what that 15 is doing so well.
Yeah, Kyle, he's so well disciplined, just very well disciplined. When you put him in a corner, he's going to prevail.
You know, we run down through the field looking at our playoff guys right now. You look at Finlayson leading this race as he has this entire night.
Yeah, you got Ryan Pelfrey there in second. Yeah, it's just a guy you can't really count out. He's counting his laps. He'll be there at the end.
You know, Pelfrey and Littleton, they are doing what they are supposed to do tonight, trying to point their way in. If Finlayson happens to win this race, that will lock him in. But again, Pelfrey and Littleton doing what they should be, as Russell Despain, currently P15, he was third coming into this race. Pelfrey and Littleton will pass them up, or pass him up. Whitmore has fallen. Steve Whitmore currently P20. I don't know what's going on with Steve. I don't know if he made some contact with the wall. Van Meter up to 16th after having an issue with Steinman early. Damon Cox currently P11. Not a bad run for him. But Damon Cox is starting to put himself in a must-win position as we are closing in on halfway here at Homestead.
Yeah, don't really. Something must be really a problem with the Godfather Britt Van Meter's car. Cause, you know, once he came down for the caution, got things fixed up, got some new rubbers on, he's still kind of riding in the same spot. While the other guys are still they're picking them off. Something must just not be as like.
And don't look now, but the number 37 has cracked the top 10, Spencer Steinman, after having some issues with Britt Van Meter, has just cracked the top 10 as he goes around Damon Cox. Actually, Locklear, so Steinman up to P9 now.
If Steinman can get some track position, I'm telling you, he's one of the guys that can knock Kyle off the top spot.
You know, going through the field here, we are at a lap 40. Finlayson already out to a 1.7 second lead. And then you got 0.2 of a second from Pelfrey to Littleton. Jayberg seems to have leveled out a little bit. You know, you could almost throw a blanket under Pelfrey, Littleton, and Jayberg, as those guys are battling for second, third, and fourth right now. What a battle coming off of fourth. Those guys are bumper to bumper as they go down into turn one here. Jayberg's got the bottom. Littleton goes to the top. Pelfrey about the middle. Let's see how this works out as they come off of two.
Just about the most.
On the bottom. Look at these guys side by side. Pelfrey comes up in front of Littleton. They're almost touching down the back straightaway. Jayberg down on the bottom through three.
Such close race.
Cody Jayberg trying to take P number 2 as they come off of 4. Can he do it? Pelfrey got a big run off the corner. They're still side by side as they cross the line here for lap number 42. Side by side into 1 and 2. Jayberg on the bottom, Pelfrey on the top. Who gets the big run off? Jayberg's got him clear. Does he slide him? Does he slide him? He slides him. Cody Jayberg to P number 2.
This is about the most disciplined I've seen Jayberg in weeks. That's a great run by that 22 camp.
So can Jayberg leave these guys and go start chipping away?
Look who's climbing right back in after they got loose off of 4 a handful of laps ago.
Chris Hockley up to P6.
There's no fight. There is no quit in him. He's all fight, full throttle. Can never count him out.
Looks like Jayberg has got about a 5-car length lead off of Pelfrey. 2.5 second lead for Finlayson over Jayberg at the line. Can Jayberg start chipping away at that, as Finlayson has not had any pressure all night? So let's keep an eye on this interval. So that time, Jayberg actually knocked 1/10 of a second off of Finlayson's lead. let's just keep an eye on this over the next couple laps. We went from 2.5 seconds down to 2.4. Pelfrey and Littleton side by side for third. But I am going to be interested to see just what Jay Bird can do on this lead of Kyle Finlayson. That time, Finlayson 0.2 of a second quicker than Jay Bird. So it definitely does not look like, even once Jay Bird has cleared these guys and he is in pretty clean air, can he even start to run down Finlayson?
Here we got Brian Miskell Jr. really popping in. He dives underneath the Pelfrey here with Hockley following.
Hockley and Pelfrey side by side. Looks like they're going to be side by side in the wall. Going to get a little tight. Pelfrey going to the bottom on Miskell. Pelfrey down to the bottom or middle groove. Here comes Hockley. He sent it in there. They're basically 3 wide as they're going to come off of 2. Hockley's got a big run as they go down the back straightaway. Hockley looking to get into this top 5 as him and Pelfrey battle along with Miskell.
Spencer Chisnell just sitting there waiting.
Finlayson going to get another 1/10 of a second lead out to that time. Jay Berg 1/10 of a second quicker, back to 2.7 from 2.6 from 2.7 that time. So just going back and forth, back and forth. Jay Berg's going to have to really put some laps together here.
Does it look like Krasinski there? Just about tagged the wall again as Spencer Steinman's looking underneath.
Yeah, don't look now. Here comes that 37 of Spencer Steinman. He is coming up on this blanket of guys. As Coy Haslew is going to push the 78 of Chisenhall. They're 3 wide. Chisenhall in the middle. Haslew on the top. Steinman's going to be on the bottom. Can Steinman get a run off? He has got Chisenhall clear as they go down the back straightaway.
That's that Toyota TRD power he's always bragging about.
Well, if you look just ahead of him, you got guys like Ryan Pelfrey, Chris Hockley, Brian Miskell that are running pretty tight. If Steinman can just put the laps together, as Jay Berg knocks off another 0.2 of a second on Kyle Finlayson. I'll tell you what, if Jay Berg can just keep on trucking, he has got a chance, if this thing goes long, to get to the 15. It'll be interesting to see what'll happen here over the next 10 to 15 laps.
Yeah, Kyle's been in his own zip code all night long. I'd like to see what would happen with traffic or him in some dirty air. Would that car really perform the way it should?
Well, the closest car, these guys are running about 34.5 to 35 second laps. Steve Whitmore last time around was 26 seconds off. So you're looking at another 9 to 10 seconds before they would have any type of lap traffic. And then it's really
we're sideways off 4.
Steve Whitmore, he is struggling tonight. I don't know if he's got some sort of damage from.
I wonder with his spoiler all bent up in the back, if it's really just throwing heck at him. I mean, he's all over. He's got elbows up. He's driving as hard as he can. He just can't keep it under him.
Spencer Steinman up to P6 as he's going to start working on Pelfrey. Can Steinman break the top 5? They're nose to tail as they go down the back straightaway. They go into 3. Steinman going to look on the bottom. He's under Pelfrey. Pelfrey's going to prevail off 4. Steinman got a little loose, shaking it a little bit. Here comes Chisenhall. Chisenhall is going to look to the inside of the 37. Steinman's going to take that outside groove. Can he get a big run off of 2?
This should really help him right here. As long as he don't get sideways off, he should be able to clear him.
It looked like Coy Haslew in the 87 definitely in the wall off of 2. These guys are starting to get to the point. This is almost where we were last time we put these fresh tires on. So you know these guys are starting to get the tires wore out. Boy, oh boy, that 87 is riding the Tyler Reddick line tonight. Yeah, I will say one thing. Jay Berg is pacing Finlayson. Finlayson and Jay Berg have been about 2.5 seconds since Jay Berg went into the second position. So that tells me if somehow, some way, you can get them side by side, they're running about similar laps. It's hard to tell. Jay Berg is probably giving it his all. I would say Finlayson is probably just riding.
Yeah, Jaber, he's elbows up, he's on the wheel. Now Kyle, he's probably going 75%, just maintaining, watching that interval.
Got him 1/10 of a second that last lap. As we roll down through the field, Kyle Finlayson, nobody has been able to touch the 15 tonight. A 2.6 second lead last time. As we go back to 5th and 6th, as Spencer Steinman was under Ryan Pelfrey, and he's got him clear as they come off of 4. Spencer Steinman, welcome to the top 5. Can that 37 find a way to challenge the number 15 who has had that track position all night long?
I tell you right now, we get another caution. This game will change. Spencer Steinman will give him a run.
And wow, what a big difference that time. 0.4 of a second quicker by the 15 on the last lap, as we have Kyle Finlayson out to a 3-second lead, now a 3.2 second lead. The 22 definitely fallen off 0.7 of a second over the last 2 laps. It's
I see he's been getting looser. He's trying to run the high line now.
Almost 3 seconds back to 3rd place and Brian Littleton. Another second back to the 3 of Chris Hockley. Spencer Steinman last time around 7.2 seconds in P5. Pelfrey P6.
Big run by Steinman.
Oh,
he's
Steinman
sideways.
He saved it, but it's definitely going to hurt his run on Chris Hockley running P4 right now. I'll tell you what, Spencer Chisenhall has been in the tracks of that 37. He has also got a pretty quick number 78.
Also, right there in the 8th spot, Carl with a K, the old man. He's hanging right there too.
How about that? A quiet night. Old Carl with a K, just doing his thing in the 23, picking him up, putting him down, trying to get himself a P10 tonight here at Homestead. So again, we have Finlayson out to almost a 4-second lead now over Jay Berg. Jay Berg, whatever he is doing, definitely not pacing the 15 like he was. Littleton 3rd, Hockley 4th, Steinman 5th, Pelfrey going to be in P6, Chisenhall, Phillips, Haslew, Miskell will round up your top 10. My pick, Taylor Locklear in 11th, Todd Willis 12th. How about Britt Van Meter recovering up to P13 right now? Damon Cox 14th, Russell Despain 15th, Timothy Woodson 16th.
Whoa, we got a wreck on the front stretch.
We got a wreck, big wreck. I could not tell who it was.
We got the 43 of Todd Willis, the 57 of Damon Cox getting tangled up at the flag stand.
And it looks like we're going to stay green right now.
That might even caught Russell Despain up in it.
As we're going down through and we get to 13th, 14th, and 15th, we have Cox, Willis, and Despain. Big moment there between the 43 and the 57. It looks like they're rolling right now. Definitely nothing, but could tempers flare here. They're still on top of each other.
Wow, that was a big moment. Big moment.
They're side by side off of 2. Is it over?
72. Gary Ragland.
Ragland and Willis side by side as they go through 3 and 4.
I see some smoke.
Oh,
The Spain got loose. I think these guys' tires are shot. We're gonna be looking for a caution here soon, Ditto. The Spain in the wall.
come up on 23 to go. Right now, you got to start looking. Hockley and Steinman, they are side by side. Hockley on the bottom, Steinman on the middle. Oh, Steinman's trying to get two here. Steinman slides it up in front of Pelfrey. Hockley is they're going to be 3 wide as they go down into 1. Pelfrey back behind Hockley. It looked almost like a little bit of contact. Hockley might have overdrove the corner. Steinman now is going to be P number 4 as those guys are all over each other. And don't look now, but here comes Carl with a K.
Carl with a K, and they're mixing it up.
These guys know there's 22 to go.
It's time. It's time. We got to go now.
These tires are wore out. Finlayson's out to a 4.1 second lead. Somebody's got to go.
How about the old dog Carl Phillips? Boy, oh boy. I bet he's smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Phillips up to 7th, working on Hockley for 6th. As they come off a 2, Phillips might have them cleared. I can't see from this angle. Nope, they're still going to be side by side. As it looks like Hockley got a pretty good run. We're going to ride along behind Phillips. Now Hockley, they're still side by side as they go through 3 and 4. Off of 4, side by side. Hockley's going to have the run and has him cleared for P6.
The old dog ain't giving up yet. Did we get the slide job?
Oh, here we go. Carl's going to run the middle. Hockley did not get a good entry. How about Carl Phillips up to P number 6? Can he get to Pelfrey and break his way into the top 5?
I guarantee you, Pelfrey's looking in the mirror and he's saying, there's old boy Carl. We had the same movie last year heading into Phoenix. He does not want to see the 23 behind him.
Well, as we come to 20 to go, you're almost to the point that you're almost 3 seconds off of qualifying time. Chop, do you come and put that final set of tires on, or is your bed made?
Your bed is made. You're running it.
Could we see somebody right now, like a Jaybird, a Littleton, a Steinman, come and put that set of tires on in hopes that they could run them down?
Your bed's made. If you can make it on fuel, your bed's made. Now, if you're somebody like Van Meter, it's looking on the outside to get in. Maybe. But what Van Meters look for, give me a caution. I'm throwing 2 outside tires on it. Get me some field position. That's his only hope right now.
As these guys in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th working their way around the lap car now of Steve Whitmore. I am not sure what happened to Steve Whitmore.
Yeah, and this is one of the races I'm sure he had circled on the calendar because he does good at these kind of tracks, this type of track, and he's off the pace tonight in the Ohio Stucco Repair 70. But we're back again with Kyle Finlayson. He's out to a 5.1 second lead over Jayberg still.
Yeah, and going back to Whitmore, I mean, Whitmore is at this point with the way things sit, he is going to go into Martinsville in a must-win situation, which, you know, it's obviously looking like Finlayson is going to punch that second spot. It's going to be 2 spots up for grabs when we go to Martinsville. You know, a guy like Littleton having a great points night, Pelfrey not having a bad points night, but, you know, Locklear, he's probably going to go into Martinsville must win. Despain going to go in must win. Damon Cox, Britt Van Meter. So it's going to be interesting. Those 5 guys are almost going to be in must win situations next week when we go to Martinsville.
Well, I tell you what, Ditto, we're going into Martinsville. We're going to have ourselves a race on our hands. I hope you're free. I hope Walters is free because I say we do this again.
Yeah. Depends on how much I get paid for this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I really wanted to run Martinsville myself, put the bumper to the Godfather Van Meter, but man, I tell you, it's exciting sitting back watching these boys run. We've had one caution, a few incidents, one caution. These guys are putting on a hell of a show tonight.
You got to think about these guys have been out there on these tires for basically 40 laps right now. So, they are absolutely have got everything out of this set of tires. I mean, Jayberg almost to a 6-second difference between Finlayson and him right now. Finlayson, unless something happens, is going to walk away and punch his ticket to the championship for 2 weeks from now in Phoenix.
As he's getting ready to put Damon Cox a lap down, one of the guys that was in the incident about 10 laps ago. So I want to say that incident really put the hurting on the 57 of Damon Cox. Let's take this moment right here, Ditto, and say hi to an OSR follower. She don't miss a race, so Sandy Finlayson. Hi, Sandy. How you doing tonight? And I hope you're enjoying the coverage.
Chop, going back to this, looking at Krasinski, Finlayson more than likely going to punch his ticket. Coming in tonight, Despain was 2 points above Pelfrey. Despain currently P16. You look at guys like Pelfrey, who will probably come out of here. He's up to P4. Pelfrey and Littleton, I would have to put at 3 and 4. Pointed in, which is going to put Despain, Whitmore, Van Meter, and Cox in must-win situations going into Martinsville next week. I mean, there might be a little bit of hope if Pelfrey and Littleton do not have good points days at Martinsville. But, I mean, a guy like Van Meter, a guy like Cox, who are not having that great of days, is Van Meter is Van Meter's 11th right now. He is getting everything he can out of that car right now.
Yeah, Locklear's jumping to the outside of him right here. He is really struggling off exit. If Van Meter's one guy going into Martinsville, you can't count out at the short track. He can really excel when you put him on them half miles.
Do we get one of those pesky cautions with under 10 laps to go that could re-rack them and make it absolutely interesting as Van Meter's going to prevail over Locklear here as they go into one? It just definitely seems, Chop, that tonight that bottom groove, for some reason in these Xfinity cars, has prevailed. As you see Van Meter, he slides. He could have slid up. He does.
Well, that's with the horsepower, with the trucks down on the horsepower. We're pedaling them around the top, keeping them wound up.
Slide job right here. Look at
it's crossover.
He crossed him over. He got Van Meter loose, and Gary Regland is going to go to work on Van Meter. How about that move by the 88 of Taylor Locklear?
I tell you, if we get a caution, Ditto, it's going to be changed, man. This is going to be a different game. I'd look for the guys in the back, your Van Meters, the Kidney Stone, Rick Waldemeyer, them guys to go ahead and take 2 tires and see if they can make something happen.
Well, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas, as Van Meter is all
smoking the right rear.
So you have to wonder, is Van Meter the only one that is struggling that bad? As Kyle Finlayson out to a 6.6 second lead over Cody Jayberg right now. Nobody going to touch him.
Wow, it's been Kyle Finlayson's day from the word go. There ain't a car on that track that had anything for the Finlayson Towing Chevrolet.
Look at Littleton, you look at Pelfrey, those guys are sliding all over the place right now.
Still, Carl Phillips hanging P6 also. I mean, that's just an outstanding run by the veteran.
Yeah, it definitely is by Carl Phillips coming in here, just doing his thing. Unfortunately, Steinman was racing with Littleton and Pelfrey there for a while, but He might have used up a little bit
Yeah,
too
he
much.
can't get to the throttle right now.
Yeah,
He's
he's
struggling.
definitely struggling on corner exit. As we come to 6 laps to go here at Homestead. Finlayson out to a 7.1 second lead. Somebody throw a water bottle and let's make this thing interesting.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we get a caution. I'm an announcer. I shouldn't be biased, but man, if we get a caution, this will be a race.
I would hope that the tech people are going to be looking at that 15 because it is definitely looking like Doug spent a little bit of extra money before they made the tow down here to Miami.
Well, I did hear rumors that Doug hired Chad Little Hands Wise as the chassis specialist and tire specialist for the 15 car.
Wouldn't that explain things?
You got to watch out, Wise Motorsports guy.
So we come to 5 to go. Kyle Finlayson, 7.2 second lead over Cody Jayberg, who honestly, let's be real. Cody Jayberg started P19, has made his way up to second, has been there since that last restart, just has not been able to really do much to Kyle Finlayson's lead.
But he's holding off. But he's holding off the guys at Pelfrey and Steinman. That's an outstanding job.
He has definitely paced Finlayson for quite a while, and then it seemed like all of a sudden he fell off. Paced Finlayson lap, did not lose.
He's still riding the bottom.
Still riding the bottom, but we are running out of time. As we are on lap number 81 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Second race, the round of 8 here in the Ohio Sim Racing Xfinity Series.
Got a battle between Littleton and Pelfrey here going into 3. As they're coming up on Damon Cox, this could get tight.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to pull out of their way, but they are going to be side by side as they go into turn number 1. Pelfrey and Littleton battling for third place as we got 3 laps to go here. Oh, Littleton, big moment off of 4. That's going to allow Pelfrey to secure that third place right now as these guys are 13 seconds off the lead.
These guys got them right rears cooked. They must have 50 pounds of pressure build up right now. 16 inches of stagger. They're like a 410 sprint car right now. Did I just hear Jayberg say, "Are you putting me on?"
Yeah, a little bit of trash talk here between Ryan Pelfrey and Cody Jayberg.
That's Pelfrey trying to get in Jayberg's head, trying to rattle him a little bit.
As we come to the final lap here at Homestead Miami Speedway, Kyle Finlayson has been the class of the show, has set on the pole, had a huge lead in the first run. Here in the second run, 7.2 lead over Cody Jayberg. Kyle Finlayson came here to Homestead with a huge points lead, and he is going to come off of turn 4. And Kyle Finlayson, he's going to punch his ticket to the championship for 2 weeks from now in Phoenix. Winner tonight, Kyle Finlayson.
And Cody Jayberg comes home second. Ryan Pelfrey comes in third. Brian Littleton fourth. Spencer Steinman. Oh, Chisholm
got him
at the line.
Carl Phillips, what a race for Carl Phillips. 7th place. Hockley 8th. Miskell 9th. And Coy Hasley going to wrap up your top 10 here in the Ohio Sim Racing round, race number 2 here in the round of 8. Kyle Finlayson running away with it as he burns it down on the front stretch.
All right, well, I think we'll get Kyle up here, have a little talk with him, see what he has to say. Him and Jayberg and Pelfrey. I'll be back, boys.
So as we go into post-race here at Homestead Miami Speedway, again, Kyle Finlayson leading all 84 laps tonight. Started on the pole. Nobody even had a whiff of the lead off of the 15. Cody Jayberg going to go plus 17 to P2 tonight. What a run by the 22 of Cody Jayberg. Ryan Pelfrey hung around. He started second. Hung around in the top 5 all night, comes home P3. Good point night for him as he looks to secure his spot in the championship 4. Brian Littleton does the same thing as he has a 4th place finish tonight, stayed in the top 5 all night long. Good points night for him as those two should leave 3rd and 4th in points. Spencer Chisenhall, Spencer Steinman side by side as they came to the line. Chisenhall is going to wrap out the top 5 over Steinman, Phillips, Hockley, Miskell, and Coy Haslew. Again, that is your top 10. As we are joined by Ryan Pelfrey, our 3rd place finisher. Ryan, it just, I don't know, man. It looked like you struggled a little bit on the long run. You would go a little bit, and then would just kind of level off. You stayed in the top 5, had a couple of those guys that challenged you, but then ended up falling off. You just didn't seem like you had much for that 15 or even the 22 on the second run. So walk us through your night there.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorite tracks. I just don't know how to go fast there, honestly. I can run just a consistent time. And first run, I didn't know what to do, and then Kyle just disappeared on everyone. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay as far up as I can. Was moving forward, then that caution came out, and so I decided to do the same thing I did the first run. Started to panic because more people got by me. Carl started catching me, which always makes me nervous. And then everyone started there. You could see everyone's rears going off in front of me, and so I was able to move back forward there and able to pick Brian off for 3rd at the last couple laps.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you, Littleton, Steinman, even Hockley there for a while was really under a blanket where if one person missed a corner, I mean, you were probably going to lose 3 to 4 spots. But yeah, it definitely looked like you had a consistent car. Great points night for you. You know, now that Finlayson punches that second spot, you should be pretty safely in 3rd place or 4th place going into Martinsville next week. Anyone you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, I need to thank Pork Chop Graphics, Hawk Dizzle Designs for what he does in the truck series, Ohio Sim Racing putting this on, Ohio Stucco Repair for all they do for us as well. And they got to congrats Kyle, and I need to send a special shout out to Cody, where he come from, Jayberg, for the drive of his life on a 1.5-mile track. So thanks guys for putting it on this tonight.
Well, maybe if we don't get fired, we might be able to cover you next week at Martinsville. You know, maybe we can get Cody Jayberg in here and we can ask him what you asked him, who he got to drive his car this week. But good run, Pelfrey. Good luck next week. Hopefully you can punch your ticket into the championship race at Phoenix, my man.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Are we getting Jayberg, or are we going to go to the
No Jayberg. He declined.
All right, so now we are joined by our winner, the number 15 of Kyle Finlayson, led all 84 laps tonight, made it an absolute snooze fest. We appreciate you for doing what you did tonight. We had to work extra hard. Walk us through your night. Are you still awake?
I mean, I'm a little tired, but I figured I'd make you guys work for your pay. Seemed like you could use the work.
Well, there seemed to be a rumor going around. that Doug spent a little extra money this week, and he put Chad Wise on top of the box as a chassis specialist. Could that be true?
Chad Wise was the old crew chief this week.
Okay, there was.
So the second question to that is, are you afraid to push this car through tech?
Aren't we always afraid to push them through tech?
Well, I guess we'll find out. Somebody get Britt down to tech. We're going to push this thing through the 15. So
The unofficial
Anyway.
results, Kyle Finlayson the winner.
anyway, so walk us through your night. I mean, there was absolutely nobody. The only car that even paced you for any point of this race was Jay Berg. I mean, Jay Berg kept you right around 2.5 seconds for maybe about 10 to 12 laps. And then he moved himself up to the top, trying to find a way to pick up some speed on you. I mean, how'd you do it? What was your secret, or how'd you just try and stay consistent around the bottom all night long?
Just gotta let it roll. You can't throw it down there and try to get back in the gas, or you're just gonna burn the rears off of it. Especially here, because the setup was pushing loose so bad that you just had to work on it and keep easy on the throttle.
Were you nervous if we would have got a late caution? Do you think any of those guys, Jay Berg, Pelfrey, Littleton, you think even Steinman had issues early with Van Meter. Van Meter and Steinman came off of turn 4. They got together, they spun out, and it absolutely killed Steinman, who was almost in the top 10 at that point. Do you think any of those guys would have had anything for you, or you think you had it?
I mean, I was a little worried we'd probably get one with like 5 to go, but I think Jayberg was my biggest worry. He's pretty good at stepping on himself coming out of on restarts. So
Well, you definitely, if you look at the restart there on lap 29 or 30, whatever it was, you launched out of the restart zone, and by the time you got into turn 1, if you would have had that restart, I don't think anybody would have been anywhere close to get you. But congratulations. We'll let you thank whoever you want and get out of here. Congratulations on punching your ticket to Phoenix, and we'll look forward to watching you battle for the championship here in a couple weeks.
no, just thank you guys for putting on an actual stream this week. Appreciate that, and that's about it.
All right, we will wrap it up. Congratulations to Kyle Finlayson. He is the second driver that has locked it in to the championship for here in 2 weeks. Cody Jayberg's solid run tonight. Pelfrey and Littleton, they should be third and fourth. Going into Martinsville, as you will look at guys like Chris Hockley, Britt Van Meter, Russell Despain, and Steve Whitmore. Whitmore, a tough night, 1 lap down, P21. Not sure what happened to him. He is going to go into Martinsville and have to win. Despain may also be in that situation. Van Meter had some issues early as him and the 37 got together off of 4. He's going to go into Martinsville with a little bit of a points gap. But yeah, you definitely look at Pelfrey and Littleton as pretty solid point stays, finishing third and fourth for them. Again, Hockley, Despain, Van Meter, and Whitmore are definitely going to have some work to do next week at Martinsville. And these guys should put on one heck of a show, just like they did tonight, other than the 15 who led 84 laps. So maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we won't. Depends on if we get fired. Chop.
Well, it's all in the contract. Van Meter's with us right now. It's all about him signing the papers.
I ain't sounding nothing until I watch this.
So Justin, Chop, I appreciate it, guys. Fun night. Was gonna race, but then I got asked to do this.
Let's do her again, boys. Sign her up.
Definitely more fun. So Finlayson made it a snooze fest.
Yeah, 15 sucks.
But I think we definitely made it fun. So all right, boys, we're gonna jump out of the booth. We're gonna push that 15 through the room of doom. And we're going to tear that motor apart and hopefully make Cody Jayberg the winner. And I'll see you guys all at the bar.
Yeah. Hey, good job tonight, guys. We'll catch you.